On the late afternoon of December 18, 2024, Ravichandran Ashwin stepped away from international cricket.
What a delivery that should remember this one for a long time.
It felt less like a dramatic exit and more like quietly closing a well-thumbed volume on a bookshelf. This wasn't the hero's farewell speech on a podium. It was the end of a subtle, intricate chapter that he had authored with a bowler's fingers and a scholar's mind.
Ravichandran Ashwin has become the fastest Indian to complete 200 wickets.
He was born in Chennai, a city where cricket isn't just played, it's dissected, debated and cherished. Before Ashwin earned a place on the global stage, he learned his craft in cramped lanes and schoolyards that demanded innovation. Local stories, still whispered today, tell of a boy with a tennis ball in hand, tinkering with grips and angles against uneven concrete, setting the stage for the architect of spin he would become.
Kohli says he watched Ashwin grow as a cricketer, calling him a master.
Almost a magic delivery.
As an Indian test bowler, Ashwin's record is etched in formidable numbers. More than 100 matches and over 530 wickets. And a place as India's second highest test wicket taker behind only Anil Kumble. These aren't just digits, they are chapters in a story of ceaseless inquiry and adaptation. In press conferences, he spoke of 5-wicket hauls the way a collector might speak of rare stamps, each with its own identity, each mapped carefully in his mind.
I'm so serious about it that I used to plan about winning gully games of cricket and underarms, overarms, or tennis ball cricket on the gully grounds or whatever it is. And people always got, they got thrown back by the side of aggressiveness that I had.
In India, he could toy with visiting batsmen, starting with a familiar off-break before slipping in the carom ball that fizzled wickedly away. A fraction of a field adjustment here, a shift in the angle of approach there. He negotiated with fate through field placements, striving for a perfect trap. Overseas, when conditions offered little assistance, he relied on subtlety. A ball that tipped a touch lower, a delivery that spun a fraction sharper. He once told an interviewer he learned to spot a batsman's plan from the very first stride. A hint of strategy, glimpsed in a twitch of the front foot or the shift of a grip.
I definitely want to win all the games that I bowl for my country, but it's not that it's going to happen every day. But the fact that I'm bowling really well and I'm trusting my skill cannot be changed.
Observers remember how he spent nets not only sweating but theorizing. He was known to reference engineering analogies from his college days at SSN College. Sometimes he'd stand before a mirror, adjusting finger positions, wrist angles, and arm paths as if choreographing a future performance. A cricket writer once described him seated alone at practice, rolling a ball between his fingers, staring into the distance, as though seeing invisible lines of drift and turn. Here was a craftsman at work, someone for whom the sport's details formed a vast and endlessly fascinating puzzle. Old anecdotes mention his university-era habit of scribbling notes on batsmen he'd never even faced, archiving their tendencies for a future day's confrontation. His methods were rooted in curiosity, patience, and a willingness to treat each challenge as a solvable riddle. And so he ended this chapter without drum rolls or tearful speeches, only a quiet acknowledgement that for more than a decade, he shaped and refined the art of off-spin in India's test arena. His records remain a monument to skill and perseverance. But what truly lingers is his method, the way he studied, learned, and applied. He brought a craftsman's care and a poet's precision to the game. In that careful rolling of the ball between his fingers, one might see the mind of a scholar, the intuition of an artist, and the spirit of a true inventor. As we close the pages in Ravichandran Ashwin's career, we recall not just a tally of wickets, but the intellectual pursuit that defined him. He was a cricketer who transformed the spin bowler's toolkit into a library of solutions, rewriting what it means to play with finesse, thought, and endless curiosity. Thanks for tuning into the Culture Project. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the powerful stories that shape our world.